Hello and welcome back to Sir Bottoms Prime, and today we are going to be reviewing the Transformers Timeline figures that are available at this moment. So, first things first, we have Megatron, Bumblebee, Starscreams, Optimus Primes. Let's see, who should we start with? Let's start with my least favorites and we'll go up in the line from there. First things first, we are going to do articulation on Starscream. So, what we're going to do is take these guys off to the side. Angle this down a little. If it would work with me. Angle it down. Okay. So the articulation. Accessories are these guns. They can be in his hands or on his arms. I choose to put them on his arms because they make it feel more full. And let's begin. He has this rotating blade, which is more so for his alt mode. Rotating blades here, more so for alt mode. Wings can go out, more so for alt mode. Okay. Skirt moves up. Legs can move all the way out. If you make the skirt move with it, the skirt panels can move out. Let's put this in 0.5 so I can review without having to worry. 0.5, and you do the split. You can do the splits. Ankle tilt both ways. Head is on a swivel. More hard to access swivel because these little things. And the arms can go up, down, outwards, and they have this shoulder pad bit that moves onto it. And then this can move up and down mostly for transformation. Okay. We'll put him off to the side and look at the next one I slightly dislike. Bumblebee. He has nice arm articulation, full 360. Shoulder pads, move up and down, mostly for transformation. Arms, 90 degrees at the bend, or 90 degrees of bend on the elbow. Wrists, I forgot what those are called. But he can smack someone with his hammer. Our accessories are this hammer and this little pea shooter. And legs can kick out that far. You can do the splits. Ankle tiltage. Head is on a ball joint this time. Can move up and down, side to side, full 360. And that's pretty much it for Bumblebee. Then we have... Let's go to the next Starscream. Head rotation. Just, that's it. No wibbly wobbly. Actually, he does have a ball joint. I didn't realize that. Wings can spread out mostly for transformation. Weapons include these shotgun-like things and his fan blade, which you can take off and plug into the back for his burn mode. I choose to have it there. Legs can go out that far, back that far. If you can move the fan back that far. Ankle move on the ball joint, so not very well. He can do that, mostly for transformation. And that's it for this Starscream. Next figure, let's do Optimus Prime Hearts of Steel. Full 360 at the arm. If it stays tabbed in. Full 90 degree, above 90 degrees of bend on the elbow. His gun includes this smokestack that turns into, well, a gun, and his cab that turns into a shield. Knee bend. You have to move the skirt out of the way to get more, but it's not really easy. Legs can go back that far, outwards all the way. Head is on a ball joint. Can do full 360. And one of my favorite things about this one, look at all those rivets on him. Let me zoom in on this. Look at all those rivets on his head. And that little hair that doesn't belong. rivets all over his body. I should probably look at those on all of them. Rivets, rivets, rivets. Very good. Let's quick look at Molby's. He has a lot of rivets as well. Because, well, okay, story time. The figures, these Hearts of Steel figures, are made from what if the Transformers woke up in the Industrial Revolution? And that's pretty much the story. And that's if they were samurai. Here is Megatron. Wheel moves. Arms 90 degrees or above 90 degrees. Wrist doesn't move. Arms swivel. Knee bend. Kick forward. Kick back. Splits. And head is on a ball joint. Nice Decepticon symbol there. And again, rivets all over him. And then we go to my favorite, who is the Samurai Optimus Prime. Full 360 at the arm. Shield panels can move up and down and in, mostly for transformation. Wrist is on a ball joint, so you can give him all that range of motion. Weapon is this spear kind of thing. I'm not sure what it's called. Knee bend, move the skirt up, full outward kick, full backward kick, and if you move the arms, splits. And head is on a swivel / little ball joint that doesn't move very much. So let's get into transformation, shall we? First, let's start with Starscream, then Bumblebee, then Starscream, Optimus Prime, Megatron, and Optimus. Okay, let's just put these guys in the back, and let's do Heart of Steel Soundwave, or Starscream. Okay, first thing you want to do, fold out the wings. Then you want to flip up his skirt and bring up his entire top heart. These will tab into the top, and then you want to move that up. They want you to do something with that, but I'm not sure what again. You fold this down, fold this out, fold his arms in, fold the shoulder pads to be facing straight forward, so like this. Then fold this skirt piece in, rotate the cannons, or the machine guns, after angling his hands. Okay, quick thing, there is this tab in his arm. Let me get a light in there. Tab in his arm that goes into the slot up on his wing. You tab that on, and then you can angle your gun the correct way. Do the same on this side, and boom, you got that part done. Then you want to fold out these little struts and then tab them into the wing. After maneuvering it slightly, so you can tab them into the wing, then you want to take his legs, rotate them, fold the toe in on both sides, and there's this little groove that goes into that slot. You want to have his legs be able to bend backwards for this, I'm pretty sure, so that you can get them all the way back. All the way back and tab them in. All the way back and tab them in. And there is his biplane thing. The cool thing about this figure, like really cool thing about this figure, let me bring it down and bring this up a little more so you can see more of me doing what I do, is he rolls incredibly well if you do all his pieces correctly, which I seem to not be doing. Oh, that's how you do it. This is supposed to slot in there. It's been a while since I've done this figure. Now it should roll like a dream. Dwells like a dream. We'll put that guy in this corner. And now let's start on Bumblebee. Bumblebee. Let's take off his hammer and his pea shooter. These will be useful later, so we'll put them off to the side. Then you want to flip in his hands, and that is where we start. Okay. Then you want to flip up this panel and bring down his shoulders down as well as his arms. Then bring this panel up, fold these pieces out, fold his torso back, or fold his waist back, close up his feet, or close his feet, angle them backwards and into his legs, so accordion them in. Then you want to rotate it. Nope, you don't rotate it. You just have it like this. And then you have to close up you have to get his arms in the correct way. Oh, sorry. Okay, let me just focus on being him down here. Get his arms in the correct way so that these little circles go in the right slot. So you need to... It's a bit complicated, this figure. More complicated than it should have been. But I digress. It's been a while, so give me a second. You fold these in. They should go under this waist piece. Rotate. It is not working for me for some reason. Of course it doesn't want to work on camera. Oh, and there goes his arm. Fold up this panel. Fold up these, fold these down. Fold these down. I see what's going on. Fold these arms up and into the body. And there we go. Then you can fold this down, fold this up, close this up, and tab. Did I have that above? Okay. Then you tab these two slots into, or pegs into these two slots, right there. After you tab everything together, then you fold his head in after getting his arms all oriented. Tab these panels in. The hard part is flipping his head in. I don't like flipping his head in. Push that panel, push his head in, as well as move this, and all the jazz at the same time. It requires a bit of force. That scares me. What did I lose? I lost an arm. Joy! Found the arm. We're gonna attach that back where it belongs. Then you fold the arms this way, and there we have that. And then fold that up. Then fold these train tracks, and they will, this little hole will tab onto that little circle. And there we go. There's Bumblebee in train mode. That took more work than it should have. Then the hammer can slot into his thing, the front of his train, and this goes into that peg right there. Note you have to have it at the specific, have to have it plugged in the right way, otherwise it does not go in. And there's his train mode. We'll put that there. Now let's focus on the next figure of the lot. Megatron. Let's do Megatron. So, first thing we want to do is open up the back open his back up, flip the head in, and fold that back up. Then you want to fold his wheels, and then flip this up and open up his arm. Unclip this from that, and fold these out all the way for now. Flip his hands in, and then flip these little turret things out, and then fold that all back up. Or I think you fold it up. Nope, you do not. You leave this as is for now. Then your legs, you fold the toes up, tab the legs together, and fold that all up after rotating the waist. And it will stoop into, or this little thing right here will tab into that thing in the back of his butt plate. Then bring his arms up. Arms up. It's been a bit. Again. Rotate. Okay, so you want to rotate his arms so that the guns are facing towards the back of his body, and then bring that down, all down, fold that in, and there's these lines right here, these two lines that line up right there. And once you get it all lined up, you get yourself the original part of the cannon, and then these just slot in to the sides of the cannon. Then you fold this down, fold that down, or well, fold this down after getting everything lined up. Fold it down and tab it in, because there's this tab right there, there, that tabs into that slot. You make sure it tabs in on both sides, and boom, you got Tank Megatron, who indeed rolls well because he has a big pair of tires. And if you want, you can flip the tires in, and he has now a barricade or shields. I like him as a wheelie creature. It's quite fun. Next, we're going to do Starscream, the Samurai Starscream. So first thing to do to transform this guy, fold this panel up. We'll take this off for now. Fold this panel up and rotate the torso. Fold the eagle head up. Rotate these. No, I did the wrong order of operations. Fold these in first, then fold the chest up and fold out the eagle head. Then you want to close out the back. Then bring his arms out like he's doing a T-pose and untab his crotch from the rest of his body. Then bring up his legs, accordion them in, and let me bring that down, bring them down, fold up the arms, all the way so that these thruster bits actually show up, and then fold that into the body. And then these tabs will tab into these slots right there. Then flip the guns up. They'll face towards the front now. Tab that feather in. And then there's these two other tabs. These tabs that tab into those slots in the crotch. And boom, you got yourself an eagle. Or a hawk. I'm not sure what this is. It's a scary bird. That head sculpt is very nice. Let me get a better look at it. That head sculpt is really nice. And the eyes are all painted. That's awesome. So now let's get into Train Optimus. And let's put Samurai Optimus in the back. So We can see him. So, we're going to take off his weapons first. They will become a hinder. Oh, transform into the gun. Open the stack, flipping the gun part, and there you got a smokestack. Smokestack. And then this you just leave. You want to untab his arms if they aren't already trying to untab from the body. Then you want to bring it out, flip his head in, and flip his body forward. And flip this up, flip his head up, and then close that up. And there we got that. Then fold his arms up on each other so they form this shape on both sides. And then rotate, and slot those into the back. And boom, you got that part done. Then you want to take the legs, untab these from the sides, then fold them out like this. Fold the toes in. Then accordion his legs up into the rest. They'll tab in, or thoop, more like it. Tab the legs together. After this slot, that slot in there goes into that tab right there. And then once you tab those in correctly, you can tab the rest of the train and close up the crotch plate so that becomes the cow catcher. Tab in the smokestack. It will fall out if you're not careful. And then these tabs go into these two slots and boom. Train Optimus. If these legs stay together, you got a decent roll. And now my favorite of the bunch, Samurai Optimus. His spear, you just have to take out of his hand, take the tip off and then take it out of his hand. And cool thing about this, you can store it on his back if you wish. So he has that look going on. Or store it on his arm. So you have that look going on. The back storage looks the best to me. So we'll put this off to the side. It doesn't serve any purpose right now. So, first thing we want to do, bring up the crotch plate. Bring up the legs, or rotate the waist. Rotate the waist first. Then, open the legs all the way. Then, push them forward this way and leave them like that. And then you want to angle them up and tab them into these things in the sides. And there you have his beginning of his legs, little legs. Then you want to leave that tabbed in, and then we fold that back up, fold this up, fold the feet in, they'll thoop, and then you tab them all together very tightly because it will require some force, especially the feet. And then he should be ready to go. And these bits will tab into the bottom of the legs. There's this slot that goes into that tab that you tab in, and boom, that's good to go. Next, you want to untab his arms. They are done by this little clip on both sides. And then bring that all down. So we'll leave that like that. Then we open the front and the back and rotate the back of the head in, and then rotate the arms out. Close the torso up, and there we have the ox. Now time to get the rest of it done. So first thing you want to do, bring these up, open these up, fold these into the body. It'll line up quite well, actually. And then you want to rotate them so that they face. We gotta figure this out. The legs are popping apart again. Love that. Okay. Bring the arm up, rotate it, and there's this tab. The tab's into that slot right there. And then you bring up the arm and do the same on this side. Rotate, tab, bring up, and then you fold this in, fold this up and around. Something's wrong here. Oh, I see now. Undo this a little bit, and you have to have the arm like this. So what has to happen is there's this tab right there that has to tab into that slot. Let me zoom in on that. This tab that has to tab into that slot, you tap that in and boom, you're good to go on that. You have to do that on both sides just to get it to function well enough to do its job. Okay, then we can close this up. Finally it works. And his arm fell off because it's on a mushroom peg and I twisted it out apparently. Bring this up and tab, up and tab, and close that up. Then bring this down, and these two tabs will tab into these slots on the feet. And then you bring that down, tab those in, bring that up, tab it in, tab it in. These two slots peg into these pegs on what was the legs. And then you have, if everything lines up correctly, ox with cart. Which, truck, trailer. It's awesome! And this just pegs in on the top. Either side, if you angle it correctly. It doesn't look the most elegant, but it's my favorite of the bunch. Clean transformation into a thing that you don't expect it to transform into. Like, at all. The only reason I knew what this transformed into is I saw reviews for it. And the product images. So, yeah. And let's get these guys all set up next to each other. Okay. Well, that's going to be it, and that's going to be all. So, until next time, I'll see you then. Bye.